Bookstore readings are generally intimate events. If you chat with the public before you share your excerpt, it won't feel like you're reading at them once you start. Share what you like most about their town. Talk about the origin of the book that you're promoting. Warming up the room before your reading will also help the audience feel more comfortable asking questions during the Q&A. Should your crowd turn out to be a tough one, try asking the audience a question. What do they love most about the bookstore? What other books are they reading now? Be inventive. Keep them captive. If things get weird because there aren't any questions, there's always hope that one of the audience members will go in for the pity buy. Sharing reading recommendations with the public. As a published author, you'll be asked what you are reading by a variety of outlets. Not everyone is going to agree with me, but I think you should lie. Because here's the thing. Whether the question comes from a magazine, a podcast host, or an audience member, every time you're asked what you're reading, you've got a chance to impact another writer's sales. Most readers are aware of the big bestsellers. While these books are worthy of your attention, they don't need your help in the way that underdog projects, short story collections, books with independent presses, poetry collections do. It's a nice practice to keep a list of 3 to 5 quiet titles that you're excited to put your weight behind and name drop them on tour. If you're reading and enjoying a commercial bestseller, that's awesome, but again, maybe don't mention that book first. Challenge the audience to venture outside of their reading comfort zones and show love to backlist titles. Use your power for good. Staying on message during live interviews. Seeing that you wrote the book you're going to be interviewed about, you might assume there's no need to prep for interviews. You came up with the plot and the characters, you revised the book painstakingly. What is there to rehearse? Alas, your ability to speak about your book intelligibly can go out the window when something is at stake, and something is at stake during live interviews. Author Brendan Matthews experienced panic at the steering wheel when he was interviewed by Lulu Garcia-Navarro for NPR's Weekend Edition. Everything was going swimmingly until Lulu asked Brendan to summarize the World of Tomorrow's plot in 30 seconds or less, essentially asking him for a log line that he hadn't worked out yet. Though he made it past this roadblock gracefully, his confidence was shaken. As Lulu went on to inquire about his research process and the book's characters, Brendan felt his answers running long. He managed to touch upon his book's main themes, the immigrant experience, political violence, redemption, but when the interview was over, he worried that he'd glossed over the novel's joyful, madcap side. Although Lulu assured him that he'd done a stellar job, Brendan nevertheless vowed that he would be better prepared next time with a log line and shorter, livelier answers that would give someone something to take away. Although the format of interviewer and interviewee confuses this, you can control the conversation if you think about your messaging beforehand. What are the main points you want to get across? What do you think makes your book enjoyable? Is there anything that reviewers aren't picking up on that you'd like to tout yourself? Book events are great practice for media interviews. Readers often ask the same questions as radio and podcast hosts, so you get practice under your belt. Don't worry if it feels like you're churning out stock answers. Unless you have a super fan or a particularly supportive partner, most people aren't listening to you promote your book night after night. At the end of the day, people want to know what your book is about and whether or not they'll like it. This actually has very little to do with whether or not they like you, so do try to keep the conversation linked up with your book. If you're doing a live radio interview, it's worth noting that most studios won't let you bring any food or drinks into the recording studio, so soothe your voice and hunger pains with some snacks before. If you're taking back-to-back calls on the merry-go-round known as the Satellite Radio Tour, make sure you have what you need on hand to sustain you between phone calls, but don't crunch or gulp on air. Authors from marginalized communities revisit their experiences on the road. There's so much positive energy around the release of a debut. Nobody wants to rain on your parade by bringing out the storm clouds. It's my belief, however, that if you have an idea of the things that can go awry during a book release, you'll be better equipped to handle both the ups and downs. You don't get to choose who reads your books, who reviews them, who comments about them online.